In Unreal Engine 5.7, materials aren't just static visuals. They can be fully dynamic and controlled in real time using blueprints. Building upon the adjustable material we've already created, this tutorial walks you through creating surface imperfections to further enhance your materials. This is a continuation of a previous tutorial showing you how to control textures via blueprints. The link to that tutorial is in the description. Find a grunge texture or other texture you want to use for the surface imperfections. Make sure the image is black and white. Drag and drop the texture image into your textures folder. Double-click on the master material to open it. Drag and drop your texture into the material graph. Connect the texture to the roughness input to get a look at the texture on your material. Right-click on the texture and convert it to a parameter, renaming it to Surface Imperfection. This will allow you to change textures easily. With the texture selected, in the Details panel, type Surface Imperfection in the group field. If you apply and save the material, and then open the material instance, you'll now notice a Surface Imperfection group. Add a multiply node by holding down the M key and left-clicking. Connect the texture map to the A input of the multiply node, and connect the multiply node to the roughness. Add a scalar parameter by holding down the S key and left-clicking. Rename the scalar parameter to Imperfection Brightness. Connect the scalar parameter to the B input of the multiply node. Change the value to 1. Add the scalar parameter to the surface imperfection group. Apply and save the material. If you open the material instance, you'll now see the surface imperfection brightness parameter, which can be adjusted. Add a power node by holding down the E key. Connect the multiply node to the base input of the power node. Connect the power node to the roughness. Add a scalar parameter by holding down the S key and left-clicking. Rename the scalar parameter to Imperfection Contrast. Connect the scalar parameter to the exponent input of the power node and set the value to 1. Add the scalar parameter to the surface imperfection group. Apply and save the material. If you open the material instance, you'll now see the surface imperfection contrast parameter, which can be adjusted. Add a lerp node by holding down the L key and left-clicking. This is similar to a Mix RGB node in Blender. Connect the power node to the alpha input of the lerp. Add a scalar parameter by holding down the S key and left-clicking. Rename the scalar parameter to Imperfection Min. Add a second scalar parameter and name it Imperfection Max, changing the value to 1. Connect the minimum to the A input and the maximum to the B input of the lerp. Then connect the lerp to the roughness. Add a scalar parameter to the surface imperfection group. Apply and save the material. If you open the material instance, you now see the surface imperfection min and max parameters, which can be adjusted. To blend the surface imperfections and the roughness, right-click and search for a static switch parameter. Rename the parameter to Blend. Connect the Surface Imperfections lerp to the true input. Connect the power node of the roughness into the false input. Add the static switch parameter to the surface imperfection group. Connect the static switch parameter into the roughness. To control the value of the surface imperfections and the roughness, hold down the L key and add a second lerp node. Connect the first lerp node into the A input of the second lerp node. Connect the roughness into the B input of the second lerp node. Connect the second lerp node to the true input of the blender parameter. Right-click on the alpha input of the second lerp node and promote it to a parameter so we can use it to control the value. Change the name to Alpha Blend and add it to the Surface Imperfection group, and change the value to 0.5. Apply and save the material. If you open the material instance, you'll now see the Surface Imperfection Alpha mix, which can be adjusted. Box select all the surface imperfection nodes and use the C key to add a comment box. Rename the comment box to Surface Imperfection. Apply and save the material. Select the last three nodes and use the C key to add a comment box. Rename the comment box to Surface Imperfection Blend. Apply and save the material. You've now built a fully dynamic material control system, including surface imperfections in Unreal Engine 5. Instead of just swapping textures, you can fine-tune nearly every visual aspect of a surface in real time. Thanks for following along with this tutorial. If you found this helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good day.